Alright guys, so we have to start this video in the fashion of typical Forex gurus with the charts in the background and me talking at the camera. We have to do it the old school way, but we're not going to do any flexing here. Now we're actually going to talk about what's behind me, which is my new setup. Now this is not a setup where I'm going to have 18 monitors just to flex, because if you really do trade, you know that you don't need 18 monitors. It's completely useless. So we're going to talk about my practical setup. Then we're also going to make a trading vlog, go over what trades I took and why I took it, also throw in a gym edit. It's going to be kind of like a trading and vlog, kind of away from all of the heavy information that I normally give. And you guys let me know if you like these type of videos. Hopefully you can take ideas from my setup, enjoy what I've done, and also enjoy the video as a whole. So I'll catch you there. Alright guys, okay, so before we change the setup and I show you what's the difference between my old and new setup, if you guys like this type of video, please let me know, because I think it's more interesting showing something a little bit different, and as well showing trading, so it kind of works together. And yeah, so let me know if you like that, and leave a like. It really helps get this video out to people, and I really do appreciate it. If you're new here, welcome. There's plenty of information on the channel, definitely go have a look, and if you find it useful, leave a subscribe. Down below are links to some free groups and all of that stuff, and my Instagram, which I'm starting to post more on, so go check that out. And we're gonna start the video off, and I'll see you there. So this is the setup I'm currently running. You can see it's a very tight space. That's why I've not been able to put a monitor here and a monitor here, because there's not enough space to do so. So that's why I haven't done this, but my idea is I'm gonna remove all of this frame here. Up here I'm gonna remove all of this frame and put a monitor stacked on top of each other. Hopefully this new monitor fits. After all that would suck, but we'll see how it goes. And yeah, it should be good to have two monitors finally. And this was a good trick when I started trading. Here I have actually a whiteboard, right? And a lot of you, when you start trading, you guys don't have discipline and rules. So I used to write all my trading rules down here, and before entering a trade, I would go and look at the rules to make sure I'm following it. So that's a good tip. If you guys can get your hand on a whiteboard, definitely worth to put a whiteboard next to you. So this is the plan for the session. This I do send in my Telegram and Discord for free, so you can have a look at that. But basically, GJ is bullish for me. Session is bullish. I'm not going to be looking for sells in this session. I want to see either we push up and give a pullback for buys, or a pullback to give opportunity for buys. As I said here, I will not be selling in a bullish session. So yeah, positions running. I'd like price to get up to this spot here, but as always guys, live account. So yeah, hopefully this plays out. Alright guys, so I closed out on the buy here on GJ. Now, yeah, I did have to hold some drawdown as this came down here, but the trade made sense as it was based off the 1 hour candle even closing. I'm gonna go into full breakdown now. I hope you're enjoying these type of videos, and let me know if you like it. So this chart's a bit messy. It's end of the week here, I need to clean it up, and we'll go to a clean chart so I can explain what I was looking at and why I took the trade, right? So let me know if you like these type of videos where it's not all heavy education and stuff like that, and it's more discussion and then showing you what I'm doing and stuff like that. So basically here we were forming this uptrend here, and we rejected this 4 hour support here. So if we go in the 4 hour time frame, we can see that we had this major 4 hour support. So in the beginning of the week we pulled back, but weekly candle did close bullish, right? So this is the this was the previous week. Now you can argue like here it was, but on my broker this was bullish here, and if you look at another broker here, you can see it was bullish, but this broker seems to be showing bearish here. But anyways, it was bullish, but daily candle more importantly was where the information came from, right? So we had the daily candle closing bullish here after rejecting these lows here. So you can see that this was a major zone here like this. So this was a major support zone from this area here that we've had plenty of rejections, and even all the way down into this zone. If you've watched my in-depth analysis of what I do with GJ, I pinpoint this zone here as to where we're getting rejections in this zone here. So seeing this rejection from down in this zone, and that is also the 4 hour support here, which gave me the confidence that I should be looking for buys up until this area around here, right? So that's the top of your range. So if we go on the 30-minute, we win London session here, and there's my max target, right? But we were in this area here at that point. So London opened here, it pushed up into this heavy resistance zone right here. So we can see we're in this resistance zone, and pushed up, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be taking a trade at these highs here. So I waited, right, because I couldn't take a trade at these highs, and we pushed up quite nicely, to be honest. And let's rewind a bit so we can make this nice and easy. So we'll use the replay function, and yeah, so we'll rewind to around somewhere around here. So we did close above this support here coming into pre-London. You can see the time at the bottom of the screen at here, 10:15. London opens 11 o'clock for me. So then, we could see what happened. Boom, we pushed up. Yep, we got a little bit of a push. And then we rejected heavy. So I'm like, okay, this rejection is good. If I can find some sort of support in this zone here, then I can be looking for buys. But not, I saw people trying to take buys before this candle closed above this zone here. But what we needed is a close above this zone, because this was the original position from the beginning of the day. I knew that I had this range here to fill 22 pips if I could get a close above here, right? So I waited for that. We rejected many times, then we pulled back, and then we created support here. Now, you could have taken an early entry right here as this faked out and closed back in the range to take price to see what would happen there. You could have taken this to get this wick fill and then see what happens when price gets to this. But for me at this time here, around just after, London is finished, I was hesitant to take a trade, and this was, I was eating lunch and stuff like that, right? So all I did was I set an alert at this price here, so that when price closes above here, I know I can get the easy trade. This trade here is not the easy trade, this is the optimistic trade. If this was in a time of volume, I would have entered earlier, but I preferred the close, right? So then we can see what happened. Next candle, we got the close. This is where I entered the position like this. Now, as you guys probably saw in the position before, my original risk was here around 20 pip risk, right? So normally per trade, I'm happy to risk anywhere upwards of, 500-600, depending on the setup. But now if you look at the time of this is 2:30. This is past my trading time, to be honest, but I wanted to get a position in, and I set an alert. So if the position is there, I'm going to take it. I was not comfortable going on full on risk, so I did reduce my risk a bit, but not reduce it in a way, because I reduced it to understand that in these times we could get a pullback, it could break this low and still continue. So if I wanted to run a 30 pip stop, I could have, because my risk was managed, it was a bit lower. So all I did is I kept it, below the low here, and then I entered the trade. And then, as you guys probably saw and before, and then what happened is that, we messed around for like 15 minutes. We pushed up to the highs here. Now at the highs here, when we pushed up to the highs here, I started seeing rejection on the 1 minute at the highs like this. I started seeing this rejection candle here, and when I saw this candle reject like this, I ended up closing the trades at like 15 pip profit or something, right? So I closed the trade once I saw this rejection candle, and then what ended up happening is I believe it pushed a bit more, and then we got a big retracement, right? So yeah, it gave another big push. I should have held, but again, I wanted to be out of the trade, and that was realistically the trade, right? That's your target there, so I couldn't be greedy, and I didn't expect it to push out. This was a good position to be in, and this came and filled this wick all the way up here. And yeah, that's basically the trade. Quite a simple trade. All right, so we did get the stuff in. This is what we got. I did end up going for the Samsung Odyssey, can't even say it, G7. So it's a 27-inch monitor, nothing crazy. This is a stand here, so we're gonna unbox this and set it up.
Alright, so this is the monitor. I'm gonna unbox it, assemble it, and then put it together, and then I'll show you the final product, because I'm not bothered to film this and it's a headache to film, and I just want to get my monitor so I can get back on my PC. Peace.
Alright, so make sure if you do this, you're DIY, you have a drill, you have all of this stuff, because I had to drill through this wall. One of this wall was brick, the other half of the wall had concrete, so concrete was hard to get through, but luckily my drill has, a jackhammer feature, so was able to push through it. But make sure you have the equipment before doing this, otherwise you'll remove all of this stuff for nothing. Boom, and there we go. Setup is done. So what we went for the Samsung curved monitor here, and this is like one of the top of the range monitors. It's called a G7, and yeah, it's a nice curved monitor. I selected the size because it fits perfectly in here, wraps around with the shape at the table. And then I moved my old monitor, which was more of a gamer's FPS type monitor, which was quite short. I moved that up here. I need to do some cable management at the back, but I was too lazy because it's a headache to fix it all. Now I've left a nice gap here. The reason I left a gap is so I could it's not distracting my vision when I'm concentrating on this monitor. I can look at this, but yeah, this monitor colors is really nice colors on this monitor. You can see the difference of the candles here on this monitor compared to this monitor. It's a lot clearer, and I like the curve on this, and yeah, the size is perfect, and I like how the borders are really small on the outside. Alright guys, I'm gonna cut straight to the gym edit because I don't want to make this video too long. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. Girls with their
That's basically it, guys. I'm gonna end the video here. Hope you guys enjoyed this type of video. Let me know. And that being said, guys, take care, trade sharp, and until next time, peace.